Hi, Globe students. This is Dr. C. Just wanted to thank you for being part of the Urban Heat Island Surface Temperature Student Research Campaign. It was a great success this year. We took observations in October, December, and March to get a seasonal look at the urban heat island effect. In the Northern Hemisphere, this is, of course, through the winter. Summer observations would be good as well. There were thousands of observations from hundreds of schools all over the world. And again, I just wanted to thank you for working so hard on this. You know, I'm at the American Association of Geographers meeting in New Orleans, and I was talking to some scientists who were working on urban heat island effect. You know, in the United States, I've been looking at it for about 20 years, and there's not a big change because cities like Toledo, Detroit, Cleveland, they're not getting a lot of sprawl. There are a few cities in the United States that are sprawling a lot, like Atlanta. But around the world, there are very many cities that are growing very rapidly, especially in developing countries. 50% of the people on Earth right now live in urban areas. Of course, then 50% live in rural areas. And that's going to just increase over the next few years and the next few decades, where more people are moving from the rural areas into the cities. There's more jobs, that type of thing. And then there's also the growth of the population in the cities themselves. So I wanted to show you a few things on the Globe website. So I'll share my screen. And I want to just talk about the urban heat island and surface temperature observations that we've seen come in. Of course, today is Citizen Science Day, April 14th. That's pretty cool. And I don't know if you've noticed this map right here. If you scroll down a little bit, it shows you the different observations on the days and the last few days. There's a calendar for Globe, and you can click on things and see what's going to go on. All right. And then you scroll down a little bit more, and you see kind of a rating system. And it shows for the last 30 days, the number of observations from aerosols. It's the first one, of course, and then University of Toledo is in 4th place for that. It's sort of like a contest, right? And then I just wanted to show you surface temperature, because I think this is pretty neat. Kelly Reeves, her class at Jackman Road Elementary, is in 1st place. And then we have Chen from Taiwan Partnership, and Huja Junior High School in Taiwan as well. Jeff Bauman's class and Shoemate Middle School, you know, for instance. So, and then if you click on more active members, you can see all the schools that have participated in the last 30 days and the number of observations they've taken. It's so cool to look at. Something else I wanted to point out is I posted a blog. So I want to go up to community, and then we can go to community blogs, and it should show up. So we'll see. Yep, there it is, right there. Wrap up of urban heat island surface temperature March campaign. And if you click on it, you'll see what I did here. So this is something for you to look at, just kind of wrapping up what we did for this school year. The other thing I wanted to show you, I'll go back, is looking at the data itself. One more. Okay. If you click on Visualize Data, let's see, website visualization system will pop up, and I just want to show you how to do that. You click on these like pizza boxes stacked up over on the left. Atmosphere, that's where surface temperature is. Of course, these are all the different protocols you can look at. Click on surface temperature, average surface temperature, submit, and then you'll see the values for today. Not a lot of observations for today. It's a Saturday. I understand that. That's okay. We can click on a different date. So let's say April 3rd. All right. And we get more observations. That's pretty cool. But the other thing you can do is change the base layer. So let me click on these 3 dots. The base layer, you can make it a satellite image, so true color. You can do Earth as at night, aerosols, land surface temperature, that's what we'll click on, and then chlorophyll A in the oceans, and precipitation. So let's click on land surface temperature and look at what it looked like. So there you go, look at that. This is from the MODIS satellite on Terra. I think Aqua as well. Here's the temperature scale on the bottom. And you can see how the student observations match the satellite. Interestingly, the students observe much higher temperatures than the satellite does, That's an interesting thing to maybe investigate. You can see how it's still cold over Canada and then over Russia and Greenland. Another thing you could do is you can click on data counts to see how many observations there are. I'm going to switch it back to just a street map. And then data counts. So these are the sites that have had observations of surface temperature in the last, well, let's see, 5 years. Okay, lots of schools, 750 sites. That's pretty a lot. And then I'm going to switch it just to look at March. How many observations have there been since March 1st, let's say? So we click on March, click on the 1st, and there you go. So there's quite a number of observations in the United States. Europe, we have some. We have one in France there. Croatia, thank you so much for taking so many observations. Saudi Arabia as well, and Oman, thank you. And then in Taiwan, lots of observations. So anyway, that's the things I wanted to show you. Again, I wanted to thank you for being working so hard, being such good students, and helping out in this campaign. This is, like I said, this is something that's still an emerging project, an emerging problem around the world, and people are worried because as these cities grow, in the summer especially, when there's a heat wave, the heat affects people's health. Actually, there's a higher mortality rate, and people die more during a heat wave. It also affects people's breathing through more air pollution. Smog is produced during hot weather, as well as it affects the ecosystem itself. Plants get affected and that type of thing. So this is an important study, and I want to encourage you to keep taking surface temperature observations, doing projects that involve surface temperature, but also maybe looking at different schools, their data from different locations, and learning more about urban heat island effect. So thank you, and goodbye.